This week on Kentucky Afield, we're starting off in the deer stand and looking to punch our 2020 buck tag.
There's a buck right there.
Next,
It looks like they're gonna come right to us.
fall turkey hunting is an extremely overlooked opportunity, and a fun one at that.
There we go.
Then,
Big fish swirled right there.
we're turning a deer hunt
So we're gonna use your tail.
into a fishing trip with handmade bucktail jigs.
Here we go.
It's all next on Kentucky Afield.
Such a pretty fish.
Beautiful.
This pond is plumb loaded with frogs.
They're everywhere in here. Yeah, this is a good fish right here. Really good fish.
Come here, girl. Yeah, boy. That's a big rabbit. Nice job. Yes! Yes! My first muskie. Mercy Leo.
Yeah, look at here, it's a keeper.
Here it goes. Boom. Wow, that happened fast. Hello, and welcome to Kentucky Afield. I'm your host, Chad Miles. Join us as we journey the Commonwealth in search of outdoor adventure. When deer hunting, the weather sometimes can change really fast, but that is not necessarily a bad thing. The leaves are just starting to turn and it's cooled off a little bit. I tell you what, the acreage is really falling, and we're going to focus on getting into an area tonight where there are a ton of oak trees. So if I can get in a spot where those deer are coming in and feeding on those acorns, it ought to be perfect. I hunted this spot one time before and I had a very close encounter with a couple of does. Now my wind wasn't perfect, but tonight the winds have changed a little bit and it should be a perfect situation to get me a close deer encounter, and you never know. Could be a big buck. Well, that little doe showed up completely quiet. Looked up and it was standing 15 yards away. We watched her for about 30 minutes. A little bit small, and it's so early in the hunt. Little did we know that it's gonna rain. So now we're sitting up here second guessing that maybe I should have shot, but you know what? It's still early. We've got a lot of leaf cover, so not that much rain's getting through. We're gonna hold tight and see what happens. The deer are moving now. It was early, 20 minutes into the hunt. We had a deer in range. Pretty exciting. There's a buck right there. 40 yards, looking right at us. Smell it. Turn around. Here he comes right to us. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready right here. Crazy hunt. I got up in the stand. I hadn't been here 20 minutes and looked out and there's a doe standing 10 yards from us, and it started pouring down raining. In the meantime, I just hunkered down, let the rain come. Deer don't get a chance to go in, so why should we? All of a sudden the sun starts to come out. Now look up and here comes it looks like a 10-pointer slipping through the woods. But I was able to get an arrow in it for what I think was a good shot. The question is it gonna rain anymore? I'm not gonna push this deer, but I don't want to lose a blood trail either, so I'm hoping this rain dries up. I'm gonna give it 30 minutes like you're supposed to and see what happens. Okay, here's an arrow. So we're at about 10 yards away and it's blood soaked to about there. Oh man, so that's telling me that I got that arrow's 15 inches deep in that deer. That's a good sign. We're gonna leave this right here. We gotta get on a blood trail, locate this deer. Here we go, here we go. Look, we got a lot of blood here. We've been about 60 yards with nothing, and now we got a bunch. Here we go. Look, there's quite a bit of blood in here. Definitely went down right here. You know, it's one of those situations where I'm not exactly sure where this buck was hit. I know it was hit in the front. I know I got good penetration. It's making me wonder if I need to back out or I'm gonna go a little further as long as I still got blood. And hopefully the blood trail gets a little better. Well, last night we shot a pretty decent buck. We knew we got good penetration. The rain had stopped, and at that point in time we looked at the weather and it got down to 46 degrees. So I happen to have a friend that has a dog that you've been training to find deer. And she's actually found 3 or 4 already, right?
Yeah, she's done pretty good. She's still a puppy, so no promises, Chad, but I feel like she'll do pretty good.
There's a lot of different breeds of dogs that people use for this, but tell me what kind of dog she is.
So she's a wire-haired Dachshund. Thought this breed was cute, first of all. You know, it's a wiener dog, come on, man. But the benefit for them too is they're smaller, so they're easier for me to keep up behind.
I left the arrow, all the blood is there, so I think the best way is to start at the shot location.
Yep, see what she does. You guys have an idea of where the deer went. For anybody else that is hunting and needing to use a dog, just keep a mental picture of what exactly happened so you can lead the dog in the right direction, but we'll just let her make all the decisions this morning.
And you're gonna keep her on lead the entire time?
Yeah, it's required in the state of Kentucky, so we'll keep her on lead, keep her close too. We wanna make sure if by chance the deer hasn't expired yet, then she'll be close enough I can get her back.
The crazy thing is too, a dog this size is pretty easy to handle and control, but yet she's gonna be able to go right through the brush and pretty much she's gonna lead by her nose only.
Hunt him up, hunt him up, find him, find him. You know, all this is pretty darn new to me. You know, I've bow hunted for a while, but even at a bow hit site, the amount of just splatter that would go everywhere that we can't see with our naked eye is pretty incredible. So you gotta kind of let them work it out at the hit site because they're getting all kinds of stuff here.
I believe she's headed in the right direction right now.
Easy, easy girl. Yep, there's blood right here. Good girl, Sookie. Good find.
Here we go, we got blood right here. She's on it.
That's a good girl.
Deer?
Yes, Sookie. Good girl.
Awesome. Well, Rachel, Sookie did such a great job. I tell you what, I can't tell you how impressed I was with this dog. It's so young, and there were so many times we weren't seeing blood for 50, 60, 70 yards, and the dog would be leading us off at a path where my mind's telling me, wait a minute, that deer's not going uphill, right?
Sure, sure.
And then we find a drop of blood.
Yeah.
We're like, wait a minute, this dog is on to something here.
It's hard. I think as humans, it's hard for us to say, well, that doesn't make sense to us, but just trust their noses. It's really incredible what her nose can do, and we would never be able to see it.
What a nice recovery. I'm super excited.
I'm so proud for you. It's a really good buck.
It's a nice deer.
Yeah.
It's a, it's a mature buck, and I'm super, super happy to have it. Located 10 miles west of Henderson, Kentucky is where you can find Sloughs Wildlife Management Area. This WMA consists of 6 tracts that add up to over 11,000 acres, with a lot of hunting and fishing and wildlife viewing opportunities. This wildlife management area is one of the biggest WMAs in the state. The sloughs offer an excellent waterfowl hunting opportunity and is recognized nationally as an important birding area by the National Audubon Society and is considered a high priority area by Ducks Unlimited. The WMA hosts up to 40,000 geese and 30,000 ducks annually. This management area offers 12 boat ramps along the Grassy Pond, Honey Cypress, Middle Slough, Front Slough, and Pond Creek areas. Remember that wildlife management area users must abide by the Kentucky hunting, trapping, and fishing regulations. Also keep in mind that regulations on WMAs often differ from statewide regulations, so be sure to review your hunting guide or website for the specific WMA you're hunting. For more information about this WMA or the latest regulations and restrictions that pertain to it, please visit our website at fw.ky.gov or call 1-800-858-1549. If you are a turkey hunter and you've never tried turkey hunting in the fall, you are missing out. Oh my gosh, there's already a bird right there in the field. I can't tell if it's got a beard on it yet. Oh yeah, I see a beard. I see a beard. It definitely is a gobbler. He's definitely interested in our decoys. And we got turkeys all around us. All right, here this turkey comes. It looks like it's committed to our decoys. Oh, there's a gobble. That's pretty cool. It's coming right to us. Not even fully daylight, and we've got a gobbler right in our face. Oh, that's awesome. We've got so many turkeys behind us. The turkey came in and it stayed to my far left, being a right-handed shooter. I did not want to make a move. With all the turkeys that I can hear around us right now, we're going to get another chance. A couple turkeys about 60 yards on our left here. They're checking out our decoys right now, trying to decide what they're going to do. I feel pretty comfortable that they may come down and take a closer look, and they don't have to come a long way to be in range. Those turkeys have walked into the woods. They're actually still working this way a little bit. They're just really cautious. Here come more turkeys. They're coming right up the edge. There's a bunch of them. It looks like they're going to come right to us. They're already almost in range. Just going to let them come. There are more than 10. I have to be really cautious to get a turkey separated so I don't shoot two. All right, whichever turkey's on the far right and separates itself, that's the one I want to take. Far right-hand side. There we go. exciting morning hunt. Let's go out here and see what we got. Well, here's our bird. This was a really, really incredible fall turkey hunt. We had a bird hit the ground as early as I've ever seen a bird come off the roost. And I think it realized, hey, I'm early to this party. We could have got that bird, but we did not want to spook it. We wanted to make sure that we had an opportunity to hunt the rest of the morning because we thought there'd be more birds coming in. They were behind us, they were carrying on, they were being very vocal. That gobbler come up here and gobbled, got off to our left and got in the woods. We said, no big deal. And then here comes, I don't know, 10, 13 birds marched over the hill, got right into our decoys. I knew I had to take the bird to the extreme far right. So I was waiting for one to separate itself just enough, get its head up, so that I get a very clean, ethical shot. And it happened. We were able to put this bird down. Looks like we're gonna have turkey for Christmas at the Miles household. I'm looking forward to it. Fishing with hair jigs has been extremely effective for many, many years. And with a little practice, you can tie your own. So today, I'm out trying to do something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and that is take a tail off a deer that I've harvested, tie my own lures, and then go out and successfully catch a fish. Back in September on an archery hunt, I was able to take a doe, and I immediately noticed that the deer had a bunch of different colors in its tail. It had white, it had a lot of brown and red, it had some black, and I immediately thought, man, those are very natural colors that would make a perfect bucktail jig. Perfect. I love to smallmouth fish, I love to bass fish, and I thought if I could take those and tie those myself, later in the year, I'm gonna take it out and try to catch fish. Well, we took it down to Cumberland Pro Lures, and I had a lady by the name of Charisma Shelton teach me how to tie a bucktail jig. So you've been making bucktail jigs for how many years?
23 years.
23 years. And you're gonna show me
Tell
today.
my age.
You're gonna show me today how I can take my own deer tail and make a lure out of it, a smallmouth that I'm gonna try to target using this bait.
It's fun because, I mean, it's always good whenever you know that you've made something to get out there and catch supper. You know?
Yeah. Show me what I need to do to get this process started.
You see your two little weed guards? We want to push those forward
Okay.
to get them out of the way.
And we're using these heads. These heads are called your Procaster. You guys actually pour these here on the hooks, but you can go to a tackle store and buy whatever size jig heads and hooks you want.
Right.
Already pre-poured and done.
Right.
All
Yes.
right, now let's go from here. Tell me what's next.
We're going to start with the thread, and what I like to do is just, I don't waste anything, so I just put just enough to cover to where it's on there good enough you can get some glue and then your hair going.
Okay.
I like to have a tie that's tight enough that it's not going to come loose, but you use the glue just as an extra bond,
Gotcha, okay.
because when them fish hit them, they hit them hard.
Oh yeah,
So we're going to use your tail,
okay.
and we're going to do one what I like to call the color of natural.
Okay.
And that's the back side of the deer tail. Smallmouths seem to like it.
Oh yeah.
I always like to get it as close as I can so that you have your length, and I usually get a couple good cuts because I like for it to be a good thick jig. And then here's the hardest part of tying is making sure that you hold your hair good. And I cut as close as I can to my fingers.
Okay.
And then what I like to do before I even start is put a drop of my glue on here.
So this looks like fingernail polish. This is actually a glue.
It's actually a glue, and it's a waterproof glue. And see how I put that on there? And I spun it around. That is what makes it to where it's good and full all the way around, consistent. And then once I've got it started like this, I like to go ahead and just do what I call cosmetic.
Gotcha.
And all you're doing is you're going to cover all this that's sticking out from the front there.
Gotcha, okay. So you cut you a big thick piece of it, you popped it on the shank of the hook, and then you wrapped it and spread it around so that it completely covers that shank.
Yes.
And now you're just securing it on there with a bunch
Beautifying it, yeah. And now what we're going to do is make a knot.
Okay.
And whenever you pull your thread back, you want to wrap your fingers around it, and you're coming around the head.
Okay.
And I like to do that a couple times.
Okay.
And then I break it off into the bait. So it's in there, and then anything that's sticking up, I like to go ahead and cut that.
Snip it off.
And then I'll take my glue and go all the way around it. And that way, you know that you've got a really good tie. I go ahead and push my little weed guards back.
Oh yeah, you got something holding it, so you might as well.
And then here we go.
Now that is a beautiful, beautiful jig.
The main thing is just getting that hair on there and holding it and getting everything in place. Once you get into place, it's easy peasy.
I'm telling you right now, this will catch fish. You know, the lake is up about 20 feet from where it would normally be at Winter Pool. Out on the main lake, we're about 48 degrees. As I go back these creeks, I'm looking for inlets of water that's coming in. The last couple of rains we've had, it's been a little bit warm. So as that water comes in, you'll get pockets where the water temperature could be 2-3 degrees warmer. I'm at 50.2 right now as I get to the back of this creek, and I can hear the water coming in. So I know this is the spot where the bait should come in, and this is the spot where these fish are gonna hang out until they spawn. I'm gonna give this a shot. Come on, fish. Here we go. There we go. Try to sling him in the boat. Oh, he might be a little too big to sling. Hold on here. Well, you know, I should have had the net ready. I'm back here casting this little hair jig that we hand tied off my deer, and should have had the net ready. Actually, I had my cooler setting right in the middle of my net, and I had about a 4-pound smallmouth come up and eat this thing on me, and couldn't get the net out. Lesson learned. Big fish swirled right there. Here we go. All right, let me grab that net. Actually, I'm gonna just throw this one in. There we go. Man, this is a fish that's just come out of super cold, cold water. You ought to feel how cold this fish is to the touch. I got back in here, hooked a pretty good smallmouth, got it right up to the boat, and now this fish. This fish here is, you know, it's knocking on, it's over 3.5 pounds. Let's see what we got here. Right at 20 inches long. It is really, really cool to think that you took a September successful archery hunt, turned it into a bag full of jigs, and brought them down here, and lo and behold, turn a September doe hunt into a beautiful smallmouth bass. I'll tell you what, there's something kind of special about that. Let's get this fish back in the water. Now let's check in and see who else has been out having fun in this week's Ones That Didn't Get Away. 10-year-old Shane Soward's got this really impressive turkey that weighed over 26 pounds from Greenup County. Congratulations. Here's a buck that's full grown. This is a really big Owen County non-typical buck taken by Matt Brock. Nice buck. Here we have a familiar face. This is Ricky Shank, who caught a nice largemouth bass at his family farm in Butler County. Nice job. Here we have Hunter Schuler with a really nice black crappie that was caught out of a private farm pond. Nice fish. Here we have 6-year-old Hunter Riley with a nice 8-point buck. His very first deer ever he took in Carter County, Kentucky. Nice job. Here we have 6-year-old Xavier Wurtzler with a catfish caught at Lake Lusby in Scott County, Kentucky. Nice job. If you're interested in trying turkey hunting in the fall, you're in luck. The season comes in October 24th and runs through the 30th. And remember, hunting and fishing on private property is a privilege. Always ask permission and thank the landowner. Until next week, I'm your host, Chad Miles, and I hope to see you in the woods or on the water.
Deer processing from the field to the freezer continues to be a runaway favorite for hunters everywhere. From ribs to roast, Sim Harp makes it look easy. Ordering information can be found at fw.ky.gov under the Kentucky Afield tab.